Today, we're going to get into one of the most important novels in modern Japanese literature, Natsume Soseki's Sanshiro. Now, this story was written well over a century ago, but honestly, its tale of a young person just trying to find their place in a world that's changing way too fast, well, it feels like it could have been written yesterday.
Just think about that for a second. What does that image bring up for you? Maybe someone who's lost, a little confused, or maybe someone who's just following the crowd without any real direction of their own. Whatever it is, hold on to that image, because it is the absolute heart of this entire story.
All right, let's set the scene. Our main character is Ogawa Sanshiro. He's 23, just finished high school out in the quiet countryside, and he's heading to university in the big city. But this isn't just any city trip. We're talking about Tokyo during the Meiji era, a period of just massive, head-spinning transformation for Japan.
And you've got to understand, this journey he's on, it's not just about miles on a track. He is literally traveling from the old, traditional Japan, the world of Kyushu, smack into the center of the new, modern, and kind of chaotic future being forged in Tokyo. That train he's on, it's like a bizarre time machine, a weird space caught between two completely different worlds.
So Sanshiro finally gets to Tokyo, and he's bracing himself to be blown away by the massive buildings and the noisy crowds. But what really, truly knocks him off his feet isn't the city itself. It's the strange, brilliant, and confusing people he meets there. I mean, for a kid from the countryside, Tokyo is a complete sensory assault. You've got electric lights, rattling streetcars, and you're overhearing conversations packed with Western philosophy and all these radical new thoughts. To put it lightly, he is way, way out of his depth. And his disorientation starts before he even arrives. On the train, he has this really brief but super intense encounter with a woman who just looks him dead in the eye and says, "You are a hypocrite." And that's it. It's so random and so sharp, and it just plants this little seed of doubt in his mind that he can't get rid of. As soon as he's in Tokyo, his life is suddenly filled with these incredible characters. You've got his mentor, Professor Hirota, who's brilliant but also incredibly lazy. Then there's his friend Yojiro, a guy who's always got some kind of scheme cooking. And then there's Satomi Mineko. She is the picture of the modern woman. She's educated, she's independent, and for poor Sanshiro, she is completely and utterly impossible to figure out.
So here's the real crux of the novel. Sanshiro's problem isn't just that he has to get used to one new world. No, it's that he's trapped between three completely different competing realities, and every single one is pulling him in a different direction.
Okay, so first up, you've got the world he left behind. Home, Kyushu. This is the world of tradition, of family duty, of the simple life that his mother is fully expecting him to come back to. It's this constant, quiet whisper from his past, telling him what he's supposed to do. Then you have world number 2, the university. This is the world of modern knowledge, right? Western literature, German philosophy, all the big ideas. The problem is, it gives him a million theories about life, but as he finds out pretty quick, books give you a ton of information and zero practical advice on how to actually live. And finally, we have the third world. And this one is maybe the most powerful of all. This is the world that Mineko represents. It's a world of complicated emotions, of signals he can't read, and of this alluring unknown future. It's exciting, and to Sanshiro, it's a total, baffling mystery. And this really just lays it all out, doesn't it? This is his struggle in a nutshell. He's being ripped apart by these opposites. On one side, the certainty of the past. On the other, the total uncertainty of the future. The call of duty to his family versus the new desires he's feeling for the first time. He's stuck right in the middle of the simplicity he once knew and the complexity that he just can't seem to escape. All of this inner turmoil, all this confusion, it all builds up to the novel's most famous, most pivotal moment. Sanshiro is talking with his mentor, Professor Hirota, just trying to make sense of anything. And Hirota, in his very blunt, no-nonsense way, gives him a label that fits him so perfectly, it's almost painful.
Stray sheep. That's what Hirota calls him. In Japanese, mayoeru hitsuji. It's such a simple phrase, but it lands with the force of a thunderclap. In that moment, Sanshiro knows it's true. He is a lost, stray sheep.
So what does that actually mean? Well, a stray sheep is basically someone who has wandered away from the old flock. You know, the world of tradition, family, and clear rules. But they haven't found a new flock or a new shepherd to follow yet. They're just stuck out in the wilderness between the past and the future. completely unable to decide which way to go.
And this paralysis is the core of being a stray sheep. Sanshiro can see all these possibilities around him, in his studies, with a woman like Mineko, but he's so overwhelmed he can't bring himself to act on any of them. He just watches life, like he's watching a movie about someone else. And in that way, he's not just a character, he's a perfect symbol for Japan at that time, a whole nation caught between its ancient past and its uncertain modern future, not really sure which path to take.
And that, really, is the whole point of the story. Sanshiro isn't a book about a young man who tries his best and fails. It's about a young man so paralyzed by choice and change that he never really tries at all. His tragedy isn't failure, it's inaction. It's his inability to finally step up and choose his own direction.
And that leaves us with a question that Soseki asked over 100 years ago. A question that, let's be honest, we all still face. When you find yourself standing at that kind of crossroads, caught between the comfort of what you've always known and the terrifying, exciting promise of what could be, how do you stop being a stray sheep and finally choose a path?